Cheers. You're looking good, and it feels good to be with you today. I'm Kendall Bryan Hunter. I'm author of this book, Consider My Servant Job, which is about Job in the Old Testament. And this is The Eyes of Faith. Now, today we're talking about the Cracker Barrel Crackup. Now, you probably saw the Cracker Barrel, the restaurant company, change their logo. So, the old one, the joke is they took the cracker and they took the barrel away from the logo. It's just words, no image, and it's made a big splash on the blogosphere, social media, online pundits. Everyone's talked about it. It's interesting because the company has lost, the company's stock has lost value. So what did you think about it? Is this another Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light moment? Now it's interesting. Companies always update their logos. Starbucks logo has a funny corporate history. I remember when I was younger, I think in the mid-1980s, the Boy Scouts of America updated their logo so it's a little bit more streamlined. It reminded me of the Star Trek The Motion Picture logos. TSR Hobbies, who made Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games, I think they changed their logo every 2 years. Procter and Gamble, their logo back in the 1980s, they were always accused of being satanic. There's the internet rumor, the urban legend about that. Now it's interesting. Now, some companies, they change their logos for seasonal reasons. Holidays, Christmas, Halloween. It's sort of a marketing thing, and I'm kind of fine with that. You do a little Santa Claus hat or jack-o'-lantern type thing. I'm fine with that as a temporary logo. The big issue is with the LGBTQ activism. Companies would have their LGBTQ logo, the friendly ones, with some variation of the rainbow flag or what have you. That it was really pronounced during that era from George Floyd's death, Daniel Penny, that appeared roughly concurrent with the Biden presidency. That seemed to die down. The companies are really scaling back DEI and LGBTQ things, and that's a corporate decision they're making. But what do you think about this logo change? Did you agree with the pundits? You saw it on the news. That there's some problem with it. If you held stock in the company, would have you sold it? What did you think about it? Well, this is what I thought about it. This is my 2 cents. It's not on my radar. I'm approaching retirement age. My parents are in their 80s, and we're getting concerned. Okay, the end-of-life questions, retirement. Do we put them in a retirement home? What happens? Selling the house, the estate things. Inflation is eating me alive. I feel like I've been tossed into a pool full of mutated piranhas. And I understand people see things differently, but for me, this is just a nothingburgersupreme. So here's the eyes of faith perspective. My prioritization is faith, family, freedom, and fun. That's what my priority is. Time management, that's a priority. Money management, that's a priority. Confronting incremental, decentralized evil is a priority. Think about that phrase, incremental, decentralized evil. That's a priority. But not this one. As best I can tell, there's no moral aspect to it, just to reading letters and taking away sort of a older logo. Of course, it's new, and people have a personal, but I don't see a moral aspect to it, so there's just nothing to get me really wound up about it. Point 2. There's something called the decoy effect. And John Taylor, he is president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, he said this: "It is a trick of the devil to decoy and destroy, to divide and disrupt, and to lead men down to perdition." It is a trick of the devil to decoy and destroy, to divide and disrupt, and to lead men down to perdition. Think about it. Are we getting decoyed into something that's really not an issue? Is this a decoy? Life is short. Choose your battles. You have limited time and limited energy. Save it for something better. This is not the hill to die on. Think about the opportunity cost of getting wound up about this non-moral issue. You're getting decoyed away from more important things. Now, you have better things to do with yourself than complain about a logo. But there's just no moral aspect to this. Now here's the third point. The rest of the Lord, R-E-S-T of the Lord, not all the rest of the Lord, but resting in the Lord. First of all, the doctrinal principle, ultimately heaven's the ultimate rest. But President Joseph S. Smith, also president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, he said this is from the Joseph F. Smith manual, said, "What does it mean to enter into the rest of the Lord? It means that through the love of God I have been won over to him so that I can feel at rest in Christ, that I may no more be disturbed by every wind of doctrine, by the cunning and craftiness of men, whereby they lie in wait to deceive, and that I am established in the knowledge and testimony of Jesus Christ, so that no power can turn me aside from the straight and narrow path that leads back into the presence of God, to enjoy exaltation in his glorious kingdom, that from time to time, henceforth I shall enjoy that rest until I shall rest with him in the heavens." That rest of the Lord, you're just getting settled in things, you're just not pushed aside. Every wind of doctrine, every manufactured crisis and catastrophe and outrage, and that's an important word, outrage. The outrage industrial complex, that's a real thing. Outrage. Anger is anti-spirit, it's anti-Christ, and so my suggestion is to opt out of outrage. This is not something to get wound up about. Just let it go. So that's the passing scene with the eyes of faith.